Hello, everyone. Today is October 3rd, 2024. This is the Kubernetes SIG storage meeting. So today we will go over 1.32 planning spreadsheet. Today is actually the production readiness freeze, meaning if you have a feature targeting 1.32, you need to have the PRR section filled out, ready to be reviewed. And then the next deadline, which is coming a week after today, so next Thursday, that's the enhancement freeze, the cap freeze deadline. Let's look at the spreadsheet. The first one is recovering from resize failure, moving to beta. Do you have an update, Mont?
Yeah, so I have filled out all the PRR sections, and I think the person who did the initial, they have approved. They saw that okay, all the sections are filled up. It has LGTM from Yan. I'm waiting for. I think David Eats for PRR review. It did had a PRR review before, but it needs to be reviewed again. And then I don't know when Michelle is coming back. It would be helpful to get her thoughts on one of the design issues that we had, which was like the current implementation has a limitation that you must recover to a value slightly larger than what was before. You cannot reset back to old. And for that, like I added that as a non-goal that we're not going to fix it, but I just want Michelle's opinion on that. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you. I don't see Michelle. I don't see Michelle. Okay, so can ping her offline on this. Thank you. And the next one is a voting group snapshot moving to beta. So for this one, we do have E2E tests that are being reviewed. And there's a new job getting added, so we're just trying to see if the test can pass that. And the cap, there is a PR for updating the cap that is also being reviewed. So there are some comments from Young. I think we need to discuss on that. So for this one, we also need Michelle to take a look. So let's see.
No. I'm just agreeing.
Okay, yeah. So I want to see if we can. I don't know if it's possible to discuss this on Friday. I'm not sure if she's available or if you are available. So yeah, I'll ping you guys offline and see if we can have a meeting to discuss this.
Okay. We can talk on Monday, I guess.
I'm sorry?
We can talk on Monday at our usual meeting.
Yeah, I want to
It
see
would
if she is
work.
available, right? If she's, oh, yeah. Okay, so I'll pin Michelle and see if, okay. All right, thank you. And next one is CSI volume health. So this one, yeah, there's no update on this one. I'm supposed to set up meeting to discuss, but I've not done that yet. And next one is change block tracking.
I want to confirm
Oh,
there
yes.
was 对 yeah
Hey,
volume house
okay.
there's one project related to this one and
Oh,
has been deleted
which
and
project? I'm
it
sorry.
contains
Which one? What project you're talking about? I'm confused. Which
volume house moved to beta.
Yeah.
There was a project
Oh,
and
that's this.
contains
Yeah, that's this one, right? We're talking about this
yeah
one.
this one yeah
Yeah.
it contains several issues. I'm not sure if I should move forward with this issues. Yeah.
So yeah, we are not. So I think it's too late to target beta now for 1.32, right?
Yeah.
So we need to discuss because there are some concerns on this, like how to use this feature. I think basically we need to have a discussion before
Okay.
we move forward. Yeah, I thank you for helping with the E2E test, but I think the concern is mainly how to use this because right now this is added as events and metrics, and it's hard for a operator to, based on that, to make any action. I guess so. The decision we need to make is: do we want to move this forward as a beta feature?
Yeah.
So just as a this is basically
Uh,
metrics, or do we want to make some changes? I guess that's the question.
okay.
Yeah, like do we want to add this to like PVC status so that it actually can be used by operator? Is that the right way to do, or
Mm.
do we want to make other changes? So I think we need to talk through that before we move forward.
Okay. I mean, that's the issues was related to the projects. Is some optimized issues about the external volume healthier. The sidecar PRs. I'm not sure this PRs should be.
Oh, you mean
It seems
submitted
to
the
be no
have you
related
submitted
with the beta things, right?
you are working on
Yeah.
you are working on some there are some issues that were open, right? So you are working on
Yeah,
those.
yeah.
I think those we still need those because so we can also talk offline if you want to confirm
Okay.
yeah, so we can talk about that one as well.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, just and the next one is change block tracking. So for this one, work is ongoing. There is a PR that adding a job to testing for. I think we just need to get some approvals because I think it's not in a SIG storage folder repo. Like we don't have permissions to approve those. So basically, we need to get that job added, and then development is in progress on the sidecar repo itself. And next one is enable privileged containers for Windows to replace CSI proxy for Windows. Do we have any update for this? Do we have Eddie menu? Mauricio?
I haven't heard anything new.
No.
Eddie, anything on your side that you're aware of?
Yeah, hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'm not aware of any updates. I did check this morning and I noticed that the PR that was open in the GCP CSI driver repo was closed as well, because I know they're working on implementing this on their side, but the PR is closed now, so.
Okay, so we're not sure. So, okay, Mauricio's not here. Yeah, so probably need to follow up with GCP driver maintainers. Sal, do you Do you know? Oh, Michelle is here. So, Sarah or Michelle. Do you
Yeah,
know?
I don't know their plans for this. Mauricio, I think, has been working on it, so
Mhm.
he may
Okay.
have a better idea, and he's also part of GCP. So
Okay.
Yeah, and I also linked the pull request in the chat here for reference.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
can we tag Mauricio in there and follow up?
Oh yeah, Eddie, can you on this issue? Can you
I can take an AI to follow up with Mauricio on this one.
okay.
So
Looks like his name is actually here. Yeah, if you can ping him, that'll be great. Thank you. Right, so okay, thank you. And let's see the next one. It's a secure Linux relabeling using mount options.
I have a step open that basically rewrites the whole feature. We always planned to change Kubernetes behavior when Linux is enabled in the cap, but now we are adding some fallback method opt out from the behavior change. And the cap has multiple stages when users can see what will break after upgrade, and they can proactively opt out before upgrade, and so on. I am not sure. Well, I'm pretty sure there will be some changes, but it's on review, and I hope David is going to check that. By the way, this affects only Kubernetes with SLinux enabled. If you don't use SLinux, nothing changes, no breaking changes. You will not see anything. So if you use Linux, then I would love to hear from you. In 132, we are not going to break anything. Everything's going to stay alpha. I will try to polish it as much as possible and try some beta in 133.
And this change is for so there are two parts, right? So the other part stays in beta, right? The rewrite.
Yeah, what we have today, it stays enabled by default and working, and it doesn't break anything.
Okay. So should we change? Okay, should we? I don't know if we need to change this description a little bit. So it's like this old. So because right now the new one is actually for all, right? Isn't it? Or
yeah,
you want to change this?
all.
I'm not sure how to.
So what it says.
So looks like this one stays, right? So
this one stays beta,
okay.
but we have a new.
It looks like we just have this one line here, so we are tracking both in this one row. So keep
Maybe we
off.
could have multiple rows.
Okay.
Like read the right one spot stays beta, enabled by
Okay.
default, no changes there.
Okay.
And for all the other access modes, we plan some alpha in 132.
Okay. Yeah. So I just yeah. So basically, we are not going to make any changes for this part, right? We are maybe it's this one. Okay. I think this is probably good. If it's confusing, we can separate it because we are okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The cap is complicated with multiple feature gates.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Oh, then Yeah, it's getting confused. This one says beta. Okay, I wonder if it's still better to have two because here we said beta, but we're actually
Yeah, I
changing
think
from
we should
beta.
have two rows.
Yeah, okay, all right. All right, let's see.
Maybe we can do it after the call.
Okay, yeah, let's do that after that. Okay, the next one is voting attributes class. So this stays in beta. Do we have any update for this? Connor or anyone here?
Yeah, so I think we were looking to see if there was any movement on the quota support related work. I think that's the outstanding piece that it's not included as part of the beta in the current release. But I know that there were some challenges with getting that added because there was another SIG with whom we need to collaborate on fixing some issues. So I was wondering if anybody's taking the lead on that yet. If not, then we can try to see how to make progress on this from our side. We can have somebody help out on this, but we don't have all the context on the quota support side to be able to really do that yet. So it would be helpful if we could get some support in terms of understanding what is outstanding and what needs to be done in the current release if we want to move it forward.
Okay, so who was working on that part earlier? Was it Calorie or Drew or I'm not
I
sure.
think Drew had started helping out, and in the last release, he did a bunch of work to kind of meet all the requirements to get this to beta. We can still have Drew help out with respect to taking it forward, but I think we need some traction on solving the blocking issue in order to move forward on this. So
Okay.
if maybe we can have a discussion with Matt or Sunny as to exactly what is the work that needs to be done, I think that might be helpful.
Okay, yeah, I'm not sure if Matt is on the call because Matt may not be on the call. I don't know, Michelle, do you have any information about this?
About the quota stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, we need to discuss with API machinery about how to implement the quota properly because they're moving to a new framework for doing quota.
Oh,
However, there's a gap in the framework in terms of like the scenarios that it supports. And so we need to work with them to enhance their framework to be able to support our scenario.
Got it. Do you have a POC, Michelle, on the API machinery side whom we can engage with regarding that?
Yeah, so Kalori has been the person who has been interacting with them and discussing with them in the past. I believe a lot of the discussion is in one of the issues or PRs. But yeah, I would say like let's sync up with Kalori on the current state, and if we need to, we should attend the next API machinery meeting to discuss it more.
Okay, that sounds good. So we'll try to follow up with Kalori and then see if what makes sense in terms of next steps.
all right, thank you. Yeah, I think he might be off this week. It's probably holiday there this week.
Got it.
All right, so the next one is storage capacity scoring. So for this one, we have already approved the cap from SIG storage side, and the PRR review is finally in progress. So there was a reviewer who is actively reviewing that. I think now it's up to the cap author to address the comments. Next one is volume expansion for SQL.
Yeah, we think we won't able to catch up the cap phrase dates in time, so we think we'll delay it to the next circle. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that update. So I'll just change this back to design then.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, next one, non-graceful node shutdown tests. I think this one still have no update. So next one is auto delete PVCs with stateful set moving to GA. Not sure. Are we moving forward? Michelle, do you know about this?
I think there shouldn't be anything blocking it.
Okay.
I think there was like a bug fix that Matt wanted to do, and I believe that went in last release. So I think we should be good to go. I'll ping him.
Okay. Next one is add an option to disable 6-minute force detach timer. So, okay, what is the status of this? Is Ben here? Sado, Michelle, do you know? Is there update on this one? I'm not sure what we're supposed to do for this. Change default 1.32.
I think we discussed a couple meetings ago, but I'm not sure if we want to change the default. Like it's already there as an option, so people can opt into it, but I think changing the default might be a bigger change.
Okay. Yeah, I see this. Yeah, we do have notes here from 2 weeks ago. So Eddie is working on some issue. So that's a different issue, maybe not related to this one.
Yeah, so I think with regards to the work that I've been doing on this is the PR, which just got merged actually a few days ago. So that the today in Kubernetes, there are race conditions in kubelet because node shutdown manager and volume manager in kubelet operate off the same signal. So it's possible for CSI driver node pods to be terminated before volumes are properly unmounted. So starting in Kubernetes 132, that should be fixed. We added volume manager as a dependency to the node shutdown controller. So before CSI node driver pods are terminated, we check and make sure that there's no stateful pods running. And I can link that PR, and it should be part of Kubernetes 132.
Great.
Yeah, but that's unrelated to sort of the issue that is being discussed here in this line.
Okay.
Right. That the issue Eddie is working on is related to node graceful shutdown feature, whereas this is just related to force detach timer.
Okay. Yeah, got it.
Yep.
Thank you. Next one is Cozy over move to even Alpha 2. So this one is still ongoing. Team, the Cozy team, Blaine, Matthew, they are still working on it, merging the repo, and working on the E2 tests. Next one is CSI sidecar all in one.
We mainly talk about the design details about the migration process. No significant updates. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. And we have remove dynamic provision support from host path entry volume plugin. Okay, so I think this is also Corey was doing this, so we don't really have update. And also, I think we can't really do it yet because there is still Portworx driver that has not finished CSI migration. I mean, yeah, so say no update here. Next one, remove Git repo entry plugin. I'm not sure what status for this one. Does anyone know?
We still have Git repo volume plugin in Kubernetes. It's deprecated for a long time, and there are some security issues with that, so it would be nice to remove it, but I don't know who.
So yeah, Chris, I believe he was here some time ago in one of the meetings, but I'm not sure. After that, I'm not sure what's the status. Because this issue looks like it was closed, right? So this issue that was linked saying deprecating, but we don't really have like a new issue open to track this. I'm not sure what's the status. Date. And the last one, mutable CSN node allocatable property.
Yeah, so for this one, there is, here, I'll link it. So we submitted the enhancement issue and the cap, and it's ready for review.
Oh, I think it's probably late for 1.32, isn't it? Since today is the, okay, so is this the issue, which one? Both are, or two, I see there are two linked here. Maybe this one, right? This one looks newer.
Yeah, it's the latest.
Oh,
It's
this is,
4875.
oh, this one. Okay. Issue, okay, I see. Did you fill out the PRR section?
Yes.
PRR. So you need to so there's another place, there's another file you need to update, and you need to have a name of someone in the PRR approval side. So this is under here, right? There's another one. There's another file that you need to update to add the PRR reviewer. Okay, I can add that, so then we can have this targeted. I think you just need to get those ready today. So if you have filled out all the sections, then I think that should be good. We can meet today's deadline.
Yep, sounds good. Thank you. I will fill that out.
All right. Okay. Thank you. So I'll add this.
Okay, yeah, we'll definitely add the information that you talked about. So what would be the next steps here, Xing?
So we need to review it, and then you have 1 week to get this one merged, right? If you want to make it in 1.32. So it's basically reviews, PRR review, and also SIG storage review.
When you say to get it merged, you mean the actual implementation of the?
Oh no, just the cap. There's a sort of the.
Oh, just the cap.
Yeah.
Got it.
So there are two deadlines. Today is the deadline. Just you need to get your cap ready. You need to get the PRR section filled out.
Yeah.
You need to have the need to put a name there, right? PR approval's name there. So that's ready. That's today's deadline. And then next Thursday is deadline for this CAP to be merged.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And we need reviewers. We need approvals from everybody who's listed in the reviewers list, or just one person, or how does that work?
I think you just normally you know, if anyone has concerns, then you can't get that merged, right? So
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I think Eddie will send out a link. I think this is something that it would be great if we can make some progress on it. So.
Okay. Does this include an API change? If there's API change, then Michelle need to review that for the API approval. I'm not sure if this includes the API change or not. Sounds like it have some
Yeah,
API.
so I discussed all the changes in the CAP itself, but we
Okay.
are making the CSI node allocatable property mutable. So that's one of the API today
Okay.
that value is immutable.
Okay, so that need a, yeah, I think that we'll need Michelle to take a look at that part. Okay. Thank you. So I think that's everything we have in the spreadsheet. And going back here, okay, so there are 2 PRs linked here. Olga, you want to talk about them?
Hi, yes. They're both bug fixes. The first one is slightly more important. We basically found that when we upgraded to 128, which was when the new volume manager reconstruction flag became true by default, when kubelet would restart, some pods would just incorrectly get their volumes unmounted. And I dug in, and there's 2 race conditions, or like 2 places that are not thread safe. The first one is in the probe method. The second one is in this find by spec or name. And I have some tests. I have it running in our production code, this patch, and I would love some review here.
Sure, I can take a look at it.
Thank you.
Thanks for poking me.
So do you, okay, see you're already here. You want to be assigned to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can assign it to me.
And the second one, is it the, let's see, second one.
Yeah, so this one I kind of noticed in process of finding this one, where when kubelet restarts, there's just a bunch of duplicate like mount volumes. And there was actually a different PR that first tried to do this, but I think it just like rotted away and never got addressed. But this has helped us. I think it's going to reduce CPU usage and just generally make things more correct.
Okay, so
It is dedupe that.
okay, so Yang, on this one to be assigned to you as well.
Okay. Okay, I can sync with Hemant.
This is a really, or you want it to be assigned to Hemant?
Okay, you can assign it to me, I guess.
Okay.
I am just curious, is it just a cosmetic change, or is there any real bug? If you call no.
We did find we had like this to try to find the other bug. We found a place where like if something is already mounted, don't remount it. And if something is terminating, if something is not terminating, don't unmount it. And it triggered here. So it was mounting it twice, and this is like extra work to be done. I mean, I can't say for sure that this is causing like real problems, but it is certainly like wasted work.
Okay, thanks.
I can take a look as well. Yeah.
Okay.
It might.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right. Are there anything else we want to go over?
Yeah, I sent an
Oh.
issue in the Zoom chat.
Oh,
Might be
okay.
a duplicate,
So
but it's at the top, 127.817.
Okay, let's see. The first one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Should rewrite once port access mode.
Yeah, I already filed an issue for this a month ago. Actually, it's just a one-line
Oh.
change. So
Oh,
this
so
should
it's
be pretty.
fixed?
No, not yet.
Oh.
It's the simple fix. It looks like when read write once was added, it didn't quite update the existing policy for how it behaves. So it should be pretty simple change.
Okay, so I'll sign
So
you then. Maybe this is just
okay.
mark this as a if you already have another issue, you can mark this as a duplicate.
Yeah, I will do that.
All right.
No, I didn't fix it because I was thinking that someone who is looking to get some Kubernetes experience can do it, and that'll
Oh,
be.
okay. Yeah,
But
that's fine as well.
that's why I left it. But I
Okay.
guess I can fix it.
Oh, this is a different one? I just see. What is this?
Yeah, sorry, I just added this one. So I'm looking for somebody in SIG scheduling to also take a look and review this, but basically there was a bug today where the scheduler overschedules because it's possible for pods to be deleted from API server, but for volume attachments to still exist. So this PR changes the logic there to retrieve the attachment count using the volume attachment rather than looking at the pod spec to see the volumes. But yeah, it would be helpful if you could get somebody from SIG storage here to also take a look. And I'm finding somebody from SIG scheduling to help us out as well.
I'm also interested in this, but has anyone looked at Descheduler actually, if it can help with any of this stuff?
The scheduler is the optional component. So
True.
if we can fix it without the scheduler, then it will be much better.
We have like the limit thing is like I was considering like if like we the cases where a plugin can throw an error which indicates that okay, I cannot take this, we cannot attach volumes anymore, and that's another way of fixing it obviously, and in that case it would be like some other component can observe that error that, okay, this plugin is saying that you cannot attach volumes anymore to this node, then can take action based on that. So but that's like, yeah, that obviously then the scheduler has to schedule that pod and then make sure that nothing else gets scheduled. There is one way of solving this. Another way is we have this, but this whole volume limit problem, like it suffers from the design issue that we talked about with the hyperdisk implementation and things. So
For the cap that Eddie proposed, we had actually thought about whether we should include some changes in the descheduler, to kind of solve the problem. And our thinking was that, because it's an optional component, you cannot assume that customers are going to have it installed in their clusters, and you cannot rely on that solution by default. So
sure, yeah, no. Yeah,
so we are happy to, once we have a solution in place, if there's an advantage to having the descheduler based solution, we are happy to consider that, and we can make the changes for the descheduler as well if necessary. The way we were thinking of it was that, let's get the solution in place for using something that is guaranteed to be available, and then work on the follow-on piece if needed, basically.
I 100% agree. It's just that I'm thinking like my perspective is like it's too hard to solve all these problems with tools we have it at hand actually.
Yes, I agree about. So I think what we will, the best we can probably do is like, improve the current situation to a point where it's mostly manageable, and people have a way to kind of work around these things, and then maybe have a separate solution using a descheduler, which might solve this in a better way, essentially.
So I had a couple questions about this PR or the issue in general. I guess first, this is solving a race condition. Is that what it's trying to do? Because if like a pod is deleted, but it might not have been detached yet, is that the scenario?
Yeah, exactly. So it's possible for the pod to be removed from API server, but for a volume attachment object to still exist. So then the scheduler effectively overschedules, right? But from the API perspective, the volume attachment objects should be viewed as the source of truth, because a volume is not fully detached until the volume attachment object is deleted.
But I guess this is just it's a timing thing though, right? Because eventually the volume will be detached.
Right, yes.
And so this is really about avoiding like a couple seconds of an attach error.
Yeah, it's not only a couple of seconds. I have seen minutes. But yeah, it will heal by it should heal by itself.
Yeah,
because I guess because when we look at say other pod resources like memory and CPU, like could the same issue happen, right? Like I don't think the scheduler waits for a pod to be fully deleted before scheduling new pods onto it.
I think it does.
Or does it? Okay.
I think. I'm not sure.
I guess if it does, then this will make it consistent then with that behavior. So I think that's something we should double check on. The second thing here is there's some volume plugins that don't actually support attach, but they might still have volume limits. Is that taken into account in here?
So we're only making changes to the CSI limits plugin in the scheduler.
Yeah, so a volume can report limits but not support attach.
I think those won't be considered by this PR. On the positive side, when
I think my main question is, do we still consider like pod counting as part of the limits? Like I think we might have to consider both pod count and both. Attach count, and then take like the greater of the two.
Yeah, well, you need to merge them even. But yeah, we still need to consider pods because you can have pods that are scheduled, but they don't have attachment yet. So we would need to consider those too.
Yeah, basically what I'm saying is like we need to make sure that plugins that don't actually implement attach will still work with the volume limits.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. We still have the problem of like when the new node comes up, suddenly it has more than the number of volumes it can handle attached to it actually, and there's nothing that we can do to fix that. That doesn't resolve by itself also. That's a different problem. Yeah. So no, in this case is also if the limit, okay.
I think this would be at least improved by the cap that we have, right? Because if the property is mutable, then you can update that and at a
Yeah,
later
but you'll
point.
still have restrictions.
And there's
the cap proposes to delete these extra pods via the scheduler. So we can elaborate on that if the scheduler is the right thing and maybe find a better way. But the race is being discussed and so, well, not solved, but at least discussed in the cap. So we could discuss it there.
Yeah, and but we do need a way to deschedule or remove those stuck pods.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm happy to discuss that problem in the cap itself, actually. For in terms of descheduling, like as far as the cap goes, like what we're basically essentially proposing is to add an event on the pod so that a component like the descheduler can observe that event on the pod and deschedule them. But I would more view that descheduling bit as a separate problem. We can make the changes to the descheduler and so on if it's helpful for sure. But yeah, I'm happy to discuss that on the cap itself if anyone has ideas.
It'd be good, like we can have a discussion with SIG scheduling about the descheduler. I think in general we try to avoid signaling off of events because events are kind of unreliable. They're not like a reliable API. But I don't know anything about the descheduler and how it works today.
Yeah, we do plan to get this cap reviewed with SIG scheduler and probably SIG node as well. So we'll definitely bring up that question there. Thanks for letting us know.
One thing that Kubernetes uses is when it cannot run a pod because it's over CPU or memory or whatever, it can mark it as failed. And all the other controllers like deployment, set for set, and so on, they will create a replacement one. They will delete the failed pod and create a replacement one. So that could be a way. However, we would need to make sure that there is no busy loop. Like at the GTH controller marks pod as failed, scheduler creates it, deployment creates a replacement pod, scheduler puts it back to the same node, and the loop continues. Like we failed the pod, deployment creates new pod, scheduler puts it back to the same node, and you can create thousands of pods very easily this way. I made one mistake in kubelet and it was funny, man. So failed status could be another option. I'm not sure if it is limited to kubelet. Maybe AD controller could do that too. But again, SIG scheduling needs to review that, and you would need to make sure that there is no busy loop. The node gets tainted or something, or the limit gets fixed immediately. I don't know.
Yeah, makes sense. We can ask that question.
All right, so are you going to attend the SIG node and SIG scheduling meetings and bring this up?
Yes,
Okay.
that's the plan. So we wanted to make sure that we discussed it here first. And we got your feedback on it before we move to any of the other SIGs. But we will definitely at some point in the near future discuss it with both SIG scheduling and SIG node. So
Okay, but I think for this to be merged, that means between now and the cap freeze deadline, you will need to talk to them, right? Make sure.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
great. Yeah, so maybe a little short on time.
Is it possible for the cap to be merged and then changes to it added later? Is that possible or no?
No, normally you want to sort out those design issues before the cap is merged, right?
You can make changes in the cap, but it should not be marked as implementable. You can discuss the cap, you can merge changes, but once you mark it implementable, then it's kind of set in stone, and you should have that thing before feature
That
freeze
makes
or
sense.
enhancement freeze.
All I'm trying to understand is like if we actually want to get something done for 132, I don't know if we can get the KEP reviewed and merged by all the SIGs, in time for the deadline. So if we get a version of the KEP in, and then we go through the review process and then mark it implementable after everybody has signed off, that might still give us a shot at doing something.
So yeah, basically the design, pretty much most of the major design decisions needs to be agreed upon and merged by all the SIGs involved by the KEP deadline. Like you can mark it as provisional and continue design discussion and things like that, but in terms of like checking in code, I think that's not gonna be frowned upon.
Okay, makes sense.
Okay, I see that you marked this as provisional, so I guess that means it's not alpha. Normally, think that.
Yeah, I mean, alpha was always going to be like a bit of a stretch goal for us. So,
definitely, I think in like 132 cycle, like you can definitely, continue the design and prototyping and things like that.
Right.
That's totally fine, right? It's the only thing that like if we actually want to check in like an alpha and stuff, like I think that has to be kind of like the design has to kind of be all fleshed out by enhancements freeze.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, we can. I think it's fine if this doesn't make it to alpha in 132. We were trying to see if we could make it happen, but seems like that might be a little aggressive. So yeah, so we'll continue to work on the design in that case. So.
Yeah, we can target it and can just, I think today we need to add those labels. I can do that, right? And then we'll see what happened next week.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. We'll try to make sure that we do what we need to do to kind of at least get the KEP accepted for review. So
okay, thank you. All right. Oh, Michelle, since you joined a little late, will you be available to join next Monday's CSI implementation meeting? We want to discuss volume group snapshot issues.
Yeah, that should be good.
All right, that'll be awesome. All right, we have 2 minutes to go. Are there anything else we want to discuss here? If not, that's it for today. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, folks.
Yep. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Bye.